Hey guys, welcome back to DC Unknown. I'm here with Chris,
Yes,
and I am as always, Devin.
of course. Hopefully. Hopefully
And
you don't have
today
schizophrenia.
we are talking about the moon landing.
Was it faked or was it real?
That's what we're going to discuss today.
Alright, I'm gonna start it off here by saying initial thoughts. Me and Devin both believe that we visited the moon. I mean, we have freaking pictures of Earth from it, so but maybe some of these theories will prove us wrong. The main one was the no stars in the background. Devin, what do you think? Do you think this is a selling point for them?
Well, I understand what they're saying and where they're coming from with this. They're saying, oh, well, there's no stars in the background in any of the pictures that they took there. But this actually has pretty easy scientific explanation. So basically, the real reason that we can see the moon in the night sky when we look up, because the moon doesn't doesn't emit any light of its own.
Of course, of course.
It just reflects light from the sun. But that light that it's reflecting from the sun is so bright
Yeah.
that the only way you're able to see stars on the surface of the moon is if you completely cut out your peripheral vision and make sure that you can't see surroundings while you're standing on the moon, and then you'll be able to
Yeah.
see stars there. But so yeah, that's the same thing that's happening with these cameras when they take these starless pictures. It's pretty easily debunked.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of sad, but I mean, because this is like the main point that everyone backs up for the anti-moonwalkers. That's what they should be called, by the way. If that's not already a thing, that should be what's called anti-moonwalkers. That should be the group name. But anyways, when they have multiple recording files of like when they were on the moon for like 2.5 hours, I believe they were on, and they were joking around, and people said that if you're in a vacuum and you're on this planet that has low gravity, you'd be like constantly on edge and not joking around. Devin, what do you think about that?
I don't know where that I don't know where that fits at all. Just because it's if you haven't been on the surface of the moon or in a low gravity situation, I don't know how you would ever be able. I think they're really grasping at straws with that.
Yeah. See, the problem with that one is just like, even if you're nervous, you try to like joke to calm yourself down. And that they hit the golf ball or whatever. I don't know if did that actually happen where they hit the golf ball on the moon?
I honestly have no idea. A golf ball.
Yeah,
What
the
is?
well, what Buzz apparently hit a golf ball, or one of them did. I don't know which one did. Let me look that up real fast if you want to talk
Yeah,
about the
for
next
first
one.
I've heard of it.
Um,
Get a little on recording fact check here.
Fact check. Uh,
It's okay. Most of the
he
time we
didn't hit
know.
any golf balls, they say. He only talked about it. The big that was a big joke. That was another joke that they were talking about like golfing on the moon and stuff. But I
Oh,
I
so we just
I,
we
I
just completely made that up.
no, I didn't make it up because he was talking about it. But people said I have multiple sources saying that people actually think he did hit a golf ball, but he didn't. And that was one of the jokes that he did. And honestly, that's just so stupid that people think, oh wow, joking must not be in a serious situation. He was. I think he was just like a little nervous.
He's on a completely different
Surface.
alien world.
It's not alien, but
And
if you
well,
believe if you believe in
by
the
by the
if you
by
believe in
the
the daughter theory on the moon, which is basically like a meteor hit the Earth, and then a rock came off of it and became our moon. Technically, it isn't foreign ground because technically it's just our ground, just been out in space for a while. But
Well, yeah, fair enough.
but yeah, I mean the next one is another big one with the no stars is the flags. Looks like it's been hit by wind. What's the scientific explanation for this, Devin?
Well, yeah. So, what we were gonna call them again? The anti-moonwalkers.
Yeah, the anti-moonwalkers.
So yeah, what they're saying is that on the video of the moon landing, then the American flag that I can't remember if it was Buzz Aldrin or if it was Neil Armstrong that placed the flag, but it looks to be waving in the wind. Which, if
Yeah,
they were on the moon, there should be no wind.
yeah,
But like the other ones that we've already discussed, this also has a pretty simple scientific explanation, where the way that the flag was put together, it was uh, to make sure that the flag was splayed out correctly. What they did was they created like an upside down L to
hmm,
hang the flag from. So it'd have like the main pole, and then it would also have a crossbar uh, atop the main pole to hang. So then the flag would be attached to both of those poles to
yeah,
hold it up, so then you could tell that it was an American flag and it didn't just slump down to wrap around the flagpole. So then when they were jostling it to put it into the ground, then what people interpret as wind is really just the residual movement of uh, the flag from being jostled to be stuck into the moon surface.
yeah. I mean, this theory just gets shut down right away, where it's like it's not really the wind; it's just their fault. Well, it's not really like a fault matter either. It's just kind of like an accident that made it look like it was wind. But yeah, that's my main thing is like, none of these really have major backup for me. And that's why, and I think that's also, I'm gonna say that you believe that they went there is because like a lot of these theories that the anti-moonwalkers have are like not really supported. And I mean, like that's the thing is it just doesn't, it doesn't make sense on why they would hate. I guess they hate the government. That's probably why
You know, what other explanation is there?
they just hate the government and they don't like our country, so they're just like, yeah, they didn't actually go on the moon. So, Devin, what else we got?
Uh, well, another one that they kind of point to is the fact that some of the images that were brought back from the moon looked like they claim that they look like there are multiple different light sources from different places that the pictures were taken. It's this one's uh, not one of their main ones. They usually pull this one out as like a last resort to, once again just grasp
Uh
at
huh.
straws with when all their other arguments they uh they really stretch with this one because the multiple light sources, that's just a simple question of what time of the day they're taking them at.
Yeah. See it. See, this one gets shut down too. This one wasn't a massive one. This one was a one that I think they were also stretching because this one just doesn't make sense either. Because it's just like there is a sun still. It's not like the sun disappears on the moon. And it kind of brings us to the next one, which is the no craters underneath the lander. What was the thoughts on this, Devin?
So the no or the anti moonwalkers, they like to say
The
that
anti-moonwalkers, yes.
this lander, it's so heavy and it's got so much force coming down on the moon's surface from just the sheer weight of it, and then also the the boosters that are going off to make sure that it lands smoothly.
Yeah.
Uh, that all of that force put together should have left some kind of crater like under the lander on the moon's surface. Uh, but what they fail to take into account is that moon's surface isn't it's not very thick. It's a pretty
No.
thin layer that just kind of covers
It's
like
mostly
the
rock. It's
real
mostly rock too.
yeah, it's and then the rest of it is very dense rock.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that a little lander wouldn't make a huge crater because it
Yeah.
wouldn't even do that on Earth,
Yeah.
let alone on the moon when uh, the difference there is landing on dirt and landing on rock.
Yeah. Yeah, this one again doesn't really last that long. To be fair, this topic is it's a pretty rough one for the anti-moonwalkers. It's kind of like the flat Earth theory, by the way, which is going to be coming out in a couple weeks from this episode. So stay tuned for that. Hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to know when we are posting that.
You are absolutely not going to want to miss the flat Earth theory.
Yes, we are having I guess a mega podcast of our fellow podcasters at uh, on the YouTubes, and yeah, it's gonna be great. It's
Like
gonna be
we're really self-promoting here, but it's
yeah,
it's going to be I am very excited to make that podcast, and I am
yes,
also very excited for everybody to be able to see that podcast.
yeah,
It's going to be a good one.
fantastic. But anyways, continuing onwards to the moon theory here. I'm gonna say for this one, this one's probably the most one that makes sense. Is the government is just like behind all of it, and like they film this and stuff. And they're just trying to beat Russia in the space race, which makes sense. Maybe we didn't at the time have the technology to go to the moon, and they did fake it. This is why all the flat moonwalkers, or freaking, I got flat Earth theory on my mind. All the moonwalkers, anti-moonwalkers, are just like, this never happened because the government was just trying to beat Russia and prove out like that we're better than Russia, because this was during the Cold War when Russia, everyone was on edge. So I can definitely see this. Devin, don't you think that this whole theory could have been a possibility, or do you think there was no chance?
I agree with this piece of evidence that like I don't I mean not to say that I think that the government faking it is necessarily the case, but I'm saying um that this is their best piece of evidence that they could present is just that it was a pride thing, a nationalism thing where uh like you said during the Cold War, the United States was just kind of like we have to beat and there's even uh a clip of President Kennedy at the time uh saying that we needed to beat the Russians to the moon. So I can see
Yeah,
uh where anti-moonwalkers are coming from with this one.
yeah,
I think it's the best piece of evidence that they've got.
yeah. I mean, this is how the whole root of the theory started. But the last one that we have here is which is a massive one, because this one is actually a really good one too, is the government just didn't want to spend the money to build an actual rocket to go to space, have all of this like food and supplies going up to those guys, like oxygen and stuff, and then having them come back down, which costs a ton of money. Like, this one makes sense because the government, even though now we're at $20 trillion at this moment of this video, we're at like 20 trillion something dollars in debt. I mean, the government still doesn't like to spend money on pretty simple things, let alone this massive project. So I can see this one really working out. What do you think, Devin?
Well, I think the only problem is the sheer amount of people who were there to witness the Apollo 11 be launched,
Yeah.
and the fact that it was televised.
Yeah. That
But
too.
other than that, I can see,
Maybe that was
you
just a
know,
prop.
maybe if they didn't know that we were launching that, or that, so like younger people who weren't alive for the event didn't know that it was televised. If you didn't know that kind of stuff, then I can
Yeah.
understand how you would maybe see,
But maybe it was just a
maybe
prop
they
though.
didn't want to
Maybe
spend
they
the
just
money.
launched a toy up in the air. That's
That would still
possible.
be pretty expensive.
So either way, I mean, it'd be cheaper than putting two humans and then having them come back. So I don't know.
Fair enough.
Me and Devin are concluding here though that this theory's dumb. We're not with the anti-moonwalkers. We're gonna say
Yeah,
that we
it's
actually went
stupid.
on the moon. There's been multiple landings after that. I think there was only 6 in total. Let me look that up real fast.
I know the last one was in 1972.
Uh, 6 moon landings. Yep, and yep, you're right. So, wait, what date did you say for the last one?
I said 1972.
It is 1976, but close.
Ooh.
Oh wait, never mind. You're right. 1972. Hold up, I don't have my facts straight.
Ooh, I knew I was right.
Yep. And then there's unmanned landings that happened. There was an unmanned landing happened in 1976, and then one in December 13th of, or no, December 14th of 2013. So that one was more recent. But yeah, this whole theory is kind of debunked for us. And tell us what you guys think in the comments below. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna bet that you're gonna say that we were there. We've been to the moon. It's just a rock.
Oh
It's
yeah.
they're even selling the samples too. I'm pretty sure there's still a little bit of samples going around that are worth a ton of money of moon rock. And if you really are into this theory and you wanna be a part of the moonwalkers, or anti-moonwalkers, you can buy like some of the soil from the moon and just see for yourself. See if it looks like it's been in space for a while. But other than that, folks, there's just not enough proof for the anti-moonwalkers. Devin, conclusion thoughts?
Yeah, there's just not anywhere near enough evidence to say that we were never up there. There's far too much uh, evidence that we were.
Yeah,
All the
exactly.
evidence that we weren't just completely falls apart in the face of science. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that we were definitely up there.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm pretty sure. Were we the only country that was up there, or was there another country that went up there too?
I'm not sure. I think the Russians got there eventually.
Did they? Let me look that up as well.
I'm not 100% sure about that though.
Let me look this up for you, folks.
And I don't know why I'm kind of feeling that the Chinese might have been up there at some point as well.
3 countries: the United States, Russia, and China.
Let's go.
Yeah, those are the 3
I
countries, and then 5 countries have successful probes orbit the moon.
Oh
But
boy. Who are the other ones? Let's see. I'm gonna guess um Japan
uh, wait, yes. Then what?
and
What was the other one?
oh boy. Oh, who are we gonna guess?
Ooh, if you get this one, I
Um
think you're cheating.
India.
You're cheating.
Really?
Yeah, you're cheating. You're lucky.
Let's
Devin,
go.
DC unknown Devin is looking this. He did not just guess that. We're
I
gonna
did
have to.
not I did not look that up.
Well, we found out 2 things this episode. The moon landing was real, and Devin is a cheater.
I am not a cheater. I'm very, very good with trivia. I know my countries.
Devin has played so many games of Trivia Crack in his day that he can just guess anything. So let's get him Hashtag get Devin to Family Feud.
Yeah, let's not talk about my trivia crack addiction.
Well, till next week, guys. The next week's episode to conclude this week's episode. Next week, we kind of just have like a uh, how would you describe it, Devin? A meh
Yeah, it's
podcast.
just kind of
Us blabbling for 15 minutes.
which
The
I don't know.
we
I
have our
thought it
own
was
theories.
entertaining.
We have our own conspiracy theories. And Devin, in the episode, Devin has a hilarious story about a certain bench in a locker room. So make sure you watch that. And then the week after that, since we had to post that episode because we're gonna post that episode just because the fact that our season finale had been pushed back by a week. Sorry about that, folks. But that will be coming after that week, this next week. So yeah, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, like if you enjoyed it. Any final thoughts, Devin?
Yeah, just make sure to subscribe, get notifications
Yep.
because you're not gonna want to miss the flat Earth theory.
Nope. So
But
yeah,
whether or not you want to miss our middle school locker room stories, that's debatable. You might want to miss that one, but
and they're not what you think. They're actually funny. They're not what you think. So yeah, till
they're
next
pretty
week.
good.
Yeah, till next week, everybody. See ya.
Yep.